Hey everyone, it's Genevieve of Genevieve Spiritual Healing and GEH Stress Management, coming to you with our weekly vibe reading. Yay. So I did something a little different today. I pulled the tarot and then I pulled out another deck that I have that is Trust Your Vibes. So I am going to give you the Trust Your Vibes cards I pulled were just to get a little confirmation on what I was pulling. Oops, I have cards flying all over the place onto the ground. Get a little confirmation on what I was pulling in the tarot. Thank you for all the hearts. So let me ask this. Anybody having somebody from their past showing up lately? I have had 3 people. Okay. From the beginning of this year up until last week. 3 people. So what's coming up is, this is someone, and it could describe, and this would be a guy, it could be a woman too if you're a male, or it could be another guy if that's, your relationship. So this is a guy who is generally someone who is really a lot of fun and positive and pretty confident when he's right side up. However, he's upside down. And this is someone who you have had a relationship with in the past, may have popped back up around again. I say this because the confirm cards that I pulled come up as the past. They can be quite charming, but in a manipulative way when upside down. They're going through some stuff. They're reaching out, grabbing, trying to recapture some happiness that they may have had in the past with you. And, they're telling you everything that you want to hear. And quite frankly, what's happening is you've learned this lesson in the past. That's why they were in the past. You've learned this lesson. And this is the Hermit. And the Hermit is about listening to your intuition, going inside when it's right side up. So this Hermit being upside down, the words that this person is speaking to you, everything that you want to hear, is you may be kind of forgetting the lessons that you've learned in the past about this whole situation. Okay? So what you're going to need to do, and this is a major arcana card. This one, the King of Wands, is a minor arcana card, so it can be flipped right side up at any time. The major arcana card this is a life lesson card. So there's something that you may want to take a quick moment and maybe reflect back to that relationship and just go over in your head, like, what happened? Why are we not together now? Just briefly go over what your lessons were. Just remind yourself. Because what we want to do, you want to be fair, make a fair assessment. Were there things, maybe it wasn't completely, now you've had some distance from it and you can see that this wasn't totally that person's fault. So you want to be fair, okay? Take ownership of your stuff, but it's not necessarily letting them off the hook. They did some stuff too. It takes 2 to tango in any relationship. But making a fair assessment of what that relationship was, okay? Because you may be hearing from this person again. We have the Page of Wands. And it may be messages, things that you like to hear. As I said, this person is very charming. It's something that you want to hear, but it's going to be something that honestly is going to be leading to some heartache. There's going to be things, this is the 5 of Swords, and it's upside down. And this is a bit of sneakiness, and this is a bit of manipulation in them wanting to get their way. So whatever they're going to be telling you, and it's going to sound good, but really, really, really reflect back. See what you went through before. Are they telling you things that you've always wanted to hear, thought you would never hear? Are the words speaking louder than the actions? You know, is it all talk, but you're not seeing any results? Because what could happen? There's manipulation. There's things going on that you don't know with this person, and they're not being, even though they're telling you stuff, they're not being completely honest with you. Okay, so you know, as you reflect back, and I had a couple of bottom of the deck cards because I shuffled and I got 3 cards, and I said, okay. And then something said, shuffle some more and get a couple more cards. So each time I stopped, I pulled the bottom of the deck cards. So what we have is, you know, as you reflect back and you see these sad things that happen, and it may have even been at a point where you were just like, you know something, I don't know if I'm ever going to find a person like this again. And is this my last chance? And, you know, all kinds of irrational thoughts going through your head. The thing is, yes, these things did happen. Yes, you were hurt. And, whoops, a little windy here out on the balcony, but it's such a nice day I wanted to come outside. But the thing is, once you've gotten over this, you have more chances. They're right behind you. You're just not seeing it right now. Or you're wrapped up in this and you don't see, you only see the negatives that are going on, and you're not seeing what's either presenting itself to you because you have your back turned to it right now, or it's, you know, on its way and you're just not seeing it yet. So with that, we have the Strength card, another major arcana card. And this is about the respect, self-respect, the inner strength that you have to move through this situation, to see it clearly for what it is, and to move forward with your life. You don't have to have a tantrum. There doesn't have to be any cussing anybody out. If you wanted to, you could really sit down with this person and have a real grown-up talk and discussion, and not really expecting an apology or anything like that, but just having a discussion, getting things off your chest or not, and just moving on. Because the cards that I pulled, learn. So really, this is the confirmation to learn from, reflect and learn. Just remember your lessons. You don't have to engage in this whole situation all over again. Okay? You can accept it for what it is, and that's it. And don't expect more from it. Okay? You have the choice to just walk away. You have the choice to just accept it for what it is. But learn. The other thing is to clear the past. Just let it go. It's in the past. That's how I know that this was something from the past. That's the confirmation. This is something from the past. You've already learned. It's resurfaced. It's just giving you the little, you know, heads up to, let me remember, you don't want to walk into this again, this same situation, and waste more of your time and more of your energy. And just clear it out. Clear the past. Let it go. Okay? So this is, I know this has come up for me, so I'm just asking if this has come up for anybody else, because I can personally speak that this has definitely come up. So just to recap, you have someone from your past who's coming up, and it's very tempting, and they're very charming, and you know you've always had a good time with this person. And it may make you for a second or a minute or a couple of days forget what you have been through with this person and forget the lessons that you've learned. But just take that time to go back, go inside and reflect and remember those lessons. Okay? Hell, sit down and make yourself, as we're doing in a group I'm participating in, make yourself a deal breaker list. That may be the whole purpose of this person coming back, is so that you can sit down and get with that deal breaker list, so that when you see these things come up again in another person, you can cut it off. And I call it my bolt list, and run. Run. Lace up your Asics and run. Don't walk to the nearest exit. You have, and to be fair and make a fair assessment, because there weren't just things that you learned about this person, there were things that you learned about yourself. What did you do? What did you give up? What did you change? What was it that you did in this relationship that you now know not to do again? Okay? Look for, and I know a card flew away here somewhere in all this breeze, but there's going to be messages and there's going to be talk and it's going to be tempting, but there's a hidden agenda. There are things that you don't know about, things that are being hidden from you, some slyness, some sneakiness in order to get the win, in order for this person to get what they want. And it's going to sound good and it's going to come in a nice package and everything. But know that there's information that's being withheld from you, okay? Walking away or not engaging or just rehashing the past and may bring up some hurt, but it's also going to be very healing for you. And once you get through this part, you're going to see that there have been people who have been waiting for you. You just needed to get through this, and they're either already here or they're on their way in. And you have the strength, you have the courage in order to move forward, okay? And to let all of this go, because you're in a different place now. You're in a much more positive place. You have healed quite a bit. And this may be the last of the healing that you need to have take place. Just that last remembrance, just make that list and say, hey, you know what I learned from the past? And these are it's definitely honey. Goddess, how you doing? It is definitely something you learned, and you can just sit down and make your deal breaker list. You see these things pop up? No bueno. Bolt. Okay? And clear the past out. Let it go. In love and light. Sometimes we say in love and light, bitches. It is what it is. But, and you just move on. And you've probably, the kicker is, what I'm getting is, a lot of times you're further along in letting go of the past than you think you are, than maybe even your friends think you are. Okay, just because you may talk about it or bring it up because it's something that happened. Some people may say, oh, you're rehashing and you're doing this, and why are we going over this again? But you're actually, they don't live in your skin. They don't know what you're feeling. They're just assuming that you're back where you were before when you were talking about this, but you're much further along in the process than they realize, because they're not in your skin. And you're actually, if you take a moment to really get inside, you're further along than where you thought you would be. Okay? Because you're not having those same reactions that you used to have. You are much further along in the healing process, and this is probably just the nail in the coffin to get you over that last little hump and let you be completely free to move on. So this is Genevieve, and I hope this was helpful, because I figured if I'm going through it, there must be other people going through it if it's coming up in these cards. So, it's just stuff going on. This is that time to, you're quite welcome, Goddess. It's just time to, just accept that, wow, I'm further healed than I thought it was. Wow, I thought I would never get over this. Holy crap, this is awesome. This is fantastic. Yes, honey, this is great. So I hope this was helpful for everyone. This was your weekly vibe reading. I've got a bit of a breeze. I don't want the phone to flip over. For July 10th through the 17th, I hope you have a fantastic week. You can check me out on the web, GenevieveSpiritualHealing.com, GEHStressmanagement.com. On Facebook, it's Genevieve Spiritual Healing LLC is the page. Genevieve Spiritual Healing is the group where we do more intimate interaction, sharing what's worked for each other, with us, because what may help you may have helped somebody else, or what didn't work with you may help somebody else. And also GEH Stress Management, the page. It's newly created, so we're working on content. I'll be posting a picture to, as inspired by Oprah, breathing space. Sunday is going to be breathing space. So if you also want to post pictures that you have of where you go to just breathe and relax and clear your head, that'll be great. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope this was helpful. Have a fantastic, fantastic week. Love you and kisses.